Good news, everyone! Welcome back to the kingdom. I have gone ahead and purchased myself a new graphics card. So in the next week or so it should arrive, and hopefully I can get it working. I'll tell you what exactly when it does arrive. But it's a expensive one, so yeah. Shame YouTube doesn't pay for it, but I'm sure I will make do. So anyway, since the last time, I went and did a ton of enchanting. As I did mention, I need to fix up all my pickaxes I had. And I may have gone a little bit overboard. Just a little bit. So, I used up over 100 diamonds. I spent a good 4 hours at the Enderman Farm, enchanting different things, fixing them up. And as I lost lots of my efficiency 5 pickaxes before, I decided to make a whole load more. So, these are all the new ones. I've got a load of silk touches. 7 of them, a load more fortunes. I've got some odd bits here, loads of pickaxes, loads of shovels, loads of stuff basically, and fixed up my armor from before. So yeah, I'm pretty well geared up now, and I'm ready to do some huge amounts of work. And to start off with, I've been playing with the track going from the Wither farm to my Nether area. So go have a look at that now. And I think today, in this episode anyway, I will be switching up to the new Snapshot. I've been told there are some bugs where you can enchant things like shears and things with Silk Touch, and sort of thing where I would like to have it in the world so I can then legitly get things like cobwebs and things. Not that I'd actually use them for any purpose afterwards, just to know that no, you can do it. I like to do things that you can only ever do for a short time. Not an abusive thing, just one of those things that you like to hold by. Same with the iron farm that I showed you before. So this is what I've done so far over here. And if these guards don't get me. So I've just started building this. Probably shouldn't be coming over here now, but anyway. I've got this going quite a way. Have I got any blocks on me? No. I contemplated putting a diamond block down, but that wasn't a good idea. Anyway, I've got these speed paths. They've got ice underneath. On the right hand side is going to be rail. There's rail down some of it already, which is quite nice. And it's pretty fast to get back there. I've got to work out how I'm going to do this bit here. At the moment it's just a slippery slope. I guess stairs or... well, not stairs. Well, stairs have been faster as well. They may go to stairs actually. I just like how that I have all the sandstone at the same level as the rails. The rails, you can't spawn pigment things in them. You can spawn magma cubes, but the rest of this is all the same. I've used detector rails instead of using torches and things, just to make it nice and neat. And these sides can't be spawned either. So the farm's still the same. I am planning to blow up a lot of it. I should have showed you that already. I've got something like 26 stacks of gunpowder. I worked out I can make something like 11 stacks of TNT together. So I'm very tempted to go do some of that mining today with TNT to make those spawns more efficient. I know someone commented wanting to know where the farm was in the world. It's not actually on download link yet, only an old version probably is. I probably will update the download link this time. But don't get the wrong idea, because it's nowhere near the spawn rates that you would expect from a place without anything around it. So when no spawns are available outside of the farm itself. So I'm going to work here for a bit, and I do have a plan to do a lot more strip mining I think, and today is going to be mostly about getting resources and finding out ways to stockpile what I have, because I am running out, and things like all my redstone supplies are running out. So I need to think of ways so I can try and do it a bit more fun than normally, so without just grinding out the whole time. I'll change this up a bit as well actually. Probably should have picked these things up already. Oh, there we are. Don't want that. I want the good stuff. So what I have a problem here is accumulation of items. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff all the time. And it's getting quite a problem actually. Because some of the things I do need to get rid of. Things like the roses and things, and the flesh, I don't need at all. To be honest, the bones I don't need either. I only need the arrows and the gunpowder. But it's quite a cool little thing to have there. And it's a bit more safe from the ghasts, which is nice. Shame you can't make, I guess you can make a whole wall of portals. They're quite a nice lighting effect, without the sound anyway. So to start off today, we need some more sand. Because I've got quite a lot of gunpowder like I mentioned, and I do need this TNT in future to clear out some of the area around the Wither farm. Now I can half slab it out, but having a nice open area just looks so much cooler. So I'm going to head off to the village, and after some work we've got some more sand, which is pretty good. There's some more gunpowder in there, and I'm a bit lazy, so let's see if we can get this to work, and we'll see how many we can do. So I could have just counted it, to be honest, if I wanted to know exactly how many TNT we would get, but that's far too boring, so we're going to get this done. And what I want to do today is, I've been thinking about this for a while, that I didn't want to put my pumpkin farm into a automated pumpkin farm because of the ridiculous volumes of pumpkins that it holds, but I've stored up a lot of pumpkins just from harvesting now and then. Also, my AFK chicken farms are ridiculously good at outputting eggs if I turn them on, and I've got a whole load of them as well in chests. So on the interest of freeing up some space and making use of items, which I love to do, I think today we're going to set up a AFK sugarcane farm, which would be quite a fun thing to do because I haven't done one of these before, especially not the way I want to do it. I want to do it with bud switches instead of a timer, so there won't be much lag, but they will go through a AFK stream into Nether, so I will have to find a location for that to go, and it's enough TNT, isn't it? There is some more of that there. Anyway, I'll finish this up and then I'll get back to you for the next part of today. Okay, so you've probably seen this already on the channel, but look at that there. Look at that block. Now, these are the chunk errors. They're all visual, don't worry. In 1.4.5 for the snapshot of 12W49a. You should be on the next one by now, but I know this is all not really relevant anymore, but what is that block? Is that on there? That looks like a six-sided piston head to me. Like some sort of bud block. What do you think? I think that's quite curious. Now, even though this is all a glitch and everything else, this is showing us blocks that may actually exist. So, what do you think with that? So anyway, don't worry about this. If I reload to 1.4.5, this will disappear. Just looks very crazy. I don't know how it's generated that visually anyway. It just is bizarre. But I do want to do a few things with the snapshot before I revert back, and that's make some items enchanted and make some books, because you can enchant diamond hose and any item basically with anything you want, and you can combine it and all sorts of things, and most of this can be removed when it gets changed, but I do want some items just for a keepsake, not to abuse the game or anything like that or be overpowered. And I read on Dinnerbone's tweet, I will link that in the description, that the aspect with the silk touch and the shears for cobwebs is staying in the actual game. He plans to anyway, so that's not like I'm going to be cheating on that. But anyway, this is going to be some fun, so I'm going to try and make my way to the end portal, or I'll reload back onto 1.4.5, get to the end and revert back. I've got a load of books, and I've got tons of books in the end, and I'm going to enchant a load of things and just see what we can come up with. So, I'll be back when I'm at the ender grinder. Okay, so we're at the Enderman Farm, in the end. I don't know if the end is affected by this glitch. 1.4.5, and now on Snapshot. I guess it's not all a loss. Oh wow, look at the heads. That's insane. Look at the skeleton heads. Oh. Well, I can update this area. Slowly but slowly. I can fix this. I will get my levels. And of course, if you hold shift on these, you can now actually get the stuff. And I'm going to mute them. You can hold shift and place items on blocks now. Any block at all, and doesn't matter what it is. So I think I'm going to update these blocks. Oh, there we are. And I think I'll get back to you when I've got some books enchanted. Because, yeah. I'll get back to you in a bit. Okay, so look at this mess. I've updated enough blocks for me to run around in it, and I've also made some holes, it seems. I don't know what that's going to look like when I do revert, but it's raining in the end. I probably don't want to put the sound on. Look, this is insane. Now, I will expect this to be changed in the next snapshot, and so when you're watching this, it probably isn't possible anymore. But this is insane. I'm just going to say that now. And to be honest, as a gamer, this is what you game for. This is what you want to see happen. It's just amazing and it's fun, and that's the point of games. They're meant to be fun. And seeing these things happen is just amazing. So anyway, I've been playing around and talking to some people and trying to work out ways I can play with this before it does get changed. And I probably won't use many of these things I do enchant or make because of the snapshot. And I had a thought, and that is that, see, I've got some of these books here. I've enchanted a whole load of them. No, I'm really telling you they're a lot of effort to get the enchantment you want. I wanted protection 4 and sharpness 4. Don't think I'm going to get that very soon anyway. But you can enchant stacks of items, so you can't do it that way, you have to do it this way. You can enchant a whole stack of items. Now, I don't know if these actually work and if they come out okay, so I am going to do something else first, which I also thought of. If you have a stack of books, you get a stack of efficiency books. So we're going to see if this works. Now, do these work on items? No. That's sad, but oh, you can't stack them again either. Oh dear. But they are named stacks of items. That's very weird, isn't it? Sort of thing you do play for, you've seen it before, where you could get the half slab box. And I've also lost that efficiency 4 book now that I wanted to use on a stack of sticks. So I'm back, and every time you relog or come back into these chunks, you have to reload them again, which is an absolute pain. But I've been killing a ton of them, and I really do mean a ton. And all these books pretty much are level 30 enchantments, so I have been doing quite a lot of them, and I've been using some. I've got my efficiency 4 books, which work on anything still. So really for sand, gravel, dirt, that sort of thing that you normally break with your hand, it's really efficient on, same with glass. And then I also found some other things out about it. I haven't looked these up with any videos or anything, so you may know this already, but I've got these sticks so far, lovely sticks, but I was trying to go for a long time to get the perfect enchantment, so eventually I got protection 4, but after I got one of them, eventually, I found out that you can combine the books, which is weird because I enchanted the books before, so I had the whole mound of them like so. But you can combine the enchantments as long as they're exactly the same. So protection 3. Do I have another protection 3 in here? No, I had a couple set up. Efficiency 3 and 3 goes efficiency 4. Efficiency 4 with efficiency 4 makes efficiency 5. Oh, there goes that anvil. Have to get another out again. I've got a little stockpile of them. So now you've got efficiency 5s. That's super easy to put them on pickaxes now. So even if you had a Unbreaking 3, you just whack one of these on for 4 or 5 levels. So now it is amazingly easy to get efficiency 5 pickaxes. Now, yesterday, well, for me yesterday, I spent a good 5 or 6 hours enchanting items to get these efficiency 5s. Yeah, and these should be in the full version, so I could have gone and done that. It would be much easier and simpler, and you wouldn't have wasted any diamonds. Woohoo! Got a silk touch. Oh, they are so rare. Books, 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 books. And I've been combining them, so I've got sharpness 5s, efficiency 5s, Bane of Anthropos 5s. We need a pair of shears. And if that's how much effort you have to go to get one pair of silk touch shears, then good luck getting a whole load of them. So they're not overpowered in the slightest, I don't think, and they're glitched out. The only thing you could possibly add to them would be Unbreaking 3, but like the other one as well, I don't think that's possible. Unbreaking 3, there we are. And we'll just show that this isn't possible, I don't think. So there you are. So that's the best I can get. So I can collect some cobwebs. I was trying to think of other things that you can't collect normally in vanilla, but I couldn't think of too many things. Anyway, I'm going to get on with this. I need to get a few more stuff done here and then move them out. I'll probably bring a couple of I'll take these back actually after I get some levels. I'll do a couple of stacks of pumpkins, a load of wither skulls as protection for helmets, because they would last forever, and I'll do a couple of wither skeleton heads as the Aqua Infinity. But after that I'll be back and then we'll work on our new farm. So look at this. Nice little bit of them, and they don't actually give you any. I did try before. And you see there's all sorts of things here. Kind of all transmutated from up there, I guess. And this is the pistonless, the headless pistons, which probably is a graphical glitch. But if I update the redstone here, you see a whole load comes back. Look at that. So here we are, and I hope you find this as interesting as I am. I've got Aqua Infinity helmets for pumpkins, and respiration helmets, and also a whole stack of protection 4s. Now these could always be good in some sort of mini game, a legit mini game. They do look quite funny when you're on you. Smite, Fire Aspect 2. I haven't got a Smite 5. I don't think I will for the update. No, I'll wait for them to break it. I won't bother with Smite 5. Efficiency 5, Sharpness 5, Anthropos 5, Knockback Fire Aspect. And my shears, yep, ready to do this one. The last one, I'm going to do 5, Protection 4. So they're going to look pretty good on me, I think. I don't know if you're able to see. Nope. Same with the pumpkins, you can't see the protection. Same as I put a pumpkin on here, then you can't see it. Now that might lead you to believe that they're not working, but I did go and try it out, so I'm just going to show you now. If I probably want to take one of these off, if I do F1 then you don't see it anyway. So it could be a quite fun game to make people only use F1 to be able to go around. But I'll turn F1 back on just a minute and we'll see the air bar. So it normally goes down pretty quickly, and here you'll see that the respiration is definitely working. As you see, it only one's gone down now. So they definitely work, and I'll assume that's the same for the Aqua Infinity as well. And the sticks are pretty good. Efficiency 5, let's have a look. That's definitely sound-worthy. Definitely sound-worthy. We'll definitely be using one of them. And yeah, I think that's a pretty nice day's work for me, but I'm going to stop now until the next snapshot is out. So hopefully I'll be back with you then. So I'll see you in a bit. And welcome back to 12w-50a. So they fixed the problem in the Nether, and look what else they added. Now this PC has its time set as the 25th of December, so I don't know if it's going to be the 12 days of Christmas thing or something like that, but yeah, I don't like them. But there you go, the small chests are red and the big ones are green. If you've seen my little channel update, then you've already seen this. So these ones come out as that. And there's also skis in the game. I can't find how to get them still. I haven't really looked very much, but they're in the jar file. And I brought my things back. You're meant to be able to use unbreaking enchantments on items now already still. You can't do these ones. These are definitely rare items now. So they'll go into a box underneath my portal room with all the safe items that I've found and got. All the cobwebs are now legitimate. No, these are normal things in the game now. I went harvest load with this silk touch. That's nice. And I've just gone and edited the the footage you just watched. About 45 minutes of footage went into 20 minutes. I was cutting out things left, right and centre. So hopefully it makes some sort of sense to you guys. And the problem with recording over so many days, I think this is the 4th day of recording for this one now. So far anyway. There's a sheep out. Means that it's really hard to keep continuity. And did these not go back? Oh, they're extended still. So the idea that I will start today, as I don't have time to do it all today now, is I want this on a timer, which is an optional thing, to then go into a nether portal, which has to be hidden. So whenever I do a project, I have a set of requirements. I don't want to just throw a portal here and throw a portal here and just have them going to the portal. That's boring, really boring. I like to have things done how I like it. So the requirements are a hidden nether portal, so maybe down there with the floor opening up and then these going into it and then being pushed along into the AFK portal, or just have it just out of sight. I don't really want to hear it. Hearing it's not too much of a problem. I may also want to have a system of turning the portal on and off when it's in use or not. Maybe I'll be able to hear it as an activator and have a little light something telling me that's on, maybe. And the other parts to this would be the chicken farm. Now chicken farm, I can reactivate the one next to mob spawner if I want to. I can also put another one in one of these areas. Would be an area that I need to load so that the chickens could lay the eggs. So then I'd have the eggs and the pumpkins, and then I need sugarcane. Now I was thinking about this actually. I had some downtime, so I have played around with the texture pack, and I fixed some things and added some things in. I won't showcase that now, but I've got to think of a location for sugarcane farm. Now I can do this underground. I'm very tempted to do this underground, but overground farms look really nice like that. It's ridiculously big. It's huge. It's ridiculous, and I love it. And that sort of thing I like to do in these worlds. And the iron farms, they're ridiculously big, and even the top one there won't activate while I'm down here, so it's pointless. But if I'm going around, and also when I'm over on the Sky Fortress, the top one will be activated as well as the bottom one, so it will be more efficient when I actually move over there at some point. So I want to pick a location where I can have this farm, and I don't want it too far away from this one here, because I'm going to have to make another portal in the Nether most likely for this. Ideally I'd want all of the items to come through into the Nether in the same stream, so the portals really have to be really close, within probably 50 blocks of each other, and with a little bit of playing around. So I think I might have it on here actually. This land might be a good area because it's near enough to my base so that it'll be loaded. Once I move over to the Sky Fortress it wouldn't be, but I'm sure it'll be okay. So all of this will be in loading range, so I want them on a timer, and I want my sugarcane on bud switches. I don't want a timer for them. This will be laggy like anything on a timer, and there isn't any way to, it's not even practical to do bud switches for each of those pumpkins. But I want to do rows of sugarcane with some kind of tileable bud switch, so that basically when it grows one, then a piston pushes it off. I could also do it on top of there actually. Bit too big for up there. I want to do it separately. So let's have sugarcane rows, probably do stacks. And why are they suffocating? Killed themselves. Maybe it's hate life. Anyway, getting distracted again. Too much talking. So, bud switches on sugarcane. When it activates, harvest it. It'll go down into the same nether portal. So I could have a whole load here with water streams going through. The water streams then go down through a hole in the ground and get pushed along here underneath, and then match up to the portal here maybe, or have the portal in between. I've got to think about that actually, but first of all I'm just going to spend today I think looking at the redstone behind doing the bud switches all tileable and neat as I can. I've been doing some redstone with some PvP games and things and helping people design that, and I'm actually really impressed how far my redstone's come. I'm actually pretty good at it, if doing little compact things. So I'm going to have a little play with it, and I'll get back to you with some results, I think. Before we go and look at what I've come up with today, I'm going to show you something that I worked on quite a while ago, and still haven't finished. And this is a hidden rail track. So I did want to put this in at some point, and if I was to press the button over here, I've wired it up only one way at the moment. So basically you get a rail out. And I've got it other ways as well, but I still have to finish doing that at some point. But anyway, we're looking at bud switches today for this. So the principle is sugarcane grows, then I want this piston to push it out. Automatic, and it being a bud. There are different ways of doing it. So really you have to have either the piston itself being a bud switch, and when you activate it for it to push it out and reset itself, or use another bud switch. So this bud switch activates this piston like so, but this one's inverted. We don't want that. You can move things up and down with slabs, which is quite nice for bud switches. That one won't work until I put a block on the side. So yeah, I'll show you here. Like so, which is quite nice, but that one doesn't reset. There's other designs here, there's quite a few of them around. That one sends out a little pulse. This one here is the one I've actually gone for, and I've edited it slightly for what I want. This is quite a common one, it's been around for a very long time. Ethan tried to use one of these for his furnaces, but it's been around since alpha. So this goes down, and basically this just powers this. So what we wanted to do is, as we have our sugarcane, the one below, so if I just put a piece of water here, you'll see what I mean. When this one updates here, it gets pushed off. So that's the principle. Now, it's not one wide. It's pretty hard to do a one wide one, I will be honest. But I don't need to do that. I decided that I don't need that. And I don't need a bud switch for every single one. So I thought, why don't we be a bit more clever with it and use the bud switch as a detector, just as an average. So this is what I've come up with. So these can grow. Now I'm going to put a load of blocks on top of this as well. So these will grow one, and then when this one grows, push them all off. Or if that one grows, it pushes it again. So the likeliness is that you'll get quite a lot in there before one grows. So it's a pretty good automatic farm. And this is just a turned around version of that. Let's change the time. So this is just a sort of more compact what I want. So this one's sideways, same way as it was over there. This piston block here updates, pushes the block out, powers the block with the torch very briefly. Then, well, as long as it's not briefly, it just comes out. Anyway, that comes out, powers the block, powers the repeater, inverts this, therefore turning this top off, therefore unbudding it. Now if you don't know what a bud switch is, then they're really simple. I've got a demonstration here. If I put this block here, nothing happens. If you power it diagonally, so with levers, it actually powers itself. It doesn't power the block. It powers every block around it. So now we're using the shift thing for this. It'll power that block, that block, that block, and the other two on the other side. So this is not directly powering this. If I turn it on, it's not directly powering that. And that's at a diagonal and above the piston. And that's basically all a bud switch is. If you're really confused about it, that's a really simple explanation. So purpose, just a block there. Then that's your bud switch. Turn it off, update it again. And what we have here is this one's powering this block here, which is that whole block there is powered. Same way over here, this lever itself is powered when I move it like that. So when it updates, then it gets budded, like so. So that's what we're doing over here, nice and simple. So then I thought, how can I make this more efficient? So one of these, you might have water stream along, and you know that with sugarcane, you have to have it next to water, flowing or not, has to be next to a block of water. So really, you can only have them on the same level for 7, because that's how far the water goes. So it's a bit harder to do it more compact or anything like that. So I thought, what other ways can you plant them? So here, you can plant them when you've got vertical water. Not sure if they grow on this one though, which is sad. Yeah, not sure that they do when you've got a block 1 clearance. So these ones might have. Anyway, so then I thought, how else can you do this? And I thought, well, if you have water going along, why can't you put signs under the water? So here, I've got signs under the water, and they work. Next layer up there has got signs and then water. So I can have the stuff just falling down. As you see there, all this would just fall in, and then I could have a stream down the bottom, all going one way, going to the portal area, which would be quite nice. Or you could just have that as a farm itself, and make them fall down. So they're my ideas so far. And here, all of this does is, there's an output here, goes to a half slab here, so it doesn't actually power that piston, and then just comes on here and powers these blocks, which powers the pistons. Now I can do it on the side to be smaller-ish, but I might just build a roof thing over the top of here, and just do it like that. Make some sort of feature out of it. And then I build the next layer on top of that, maybe. But still, first couple looks at these designs, I might play with it, but I think we'll end today, and I'll think about these. I've got all sorts of different designs here that I've been playing with. Most of them are really, really old, and they still work, which is quite nice. But I'll leave these thoughts with you. I'm going to have a think as well, but if you have any ideas of how different ways to stack these, and if we just go back to my pumpkin farm, then you will see that big scale is big. So in the wheat farm here, and pumpkin farm. So I want to build in a similar sort of style, stacked, modular, that's how I like to do my farms, and I could build it quite big here. No, it doesn't have to be ginormous, but big is good. These ones are going to be giving out 750-ish pumpkins, maybe a go, if I have a 5-minute time or so. And the eggs are going to be coming out like crazy, so I'd like the sugarcane to be able to keep up with it at least. Yeah, so I need to get probably about 750 spaces, lots more pistons, so I'll think about it. But I think that is enough for today. Sort of had to edit this a lot, and I haven't got done what I planned, but next time I will be playing with this. So there you are. Thank you very much for joining me, guys, and I'll see you next time.